Okay, welcome to class, everybody. Happy New Year. It is January 8th. We've got a fantastic group right here with people from all over the world. And we just went over the agenda. We just reviewed our features on Zoom that we use in this class. Now we're going to go over our class schedule. So our class schedule is the WhatsApp group, and I'm going to show it right now. And I'll go over one of these words that might be new. So here we are, Monday. That is today. It says online from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. And there's the Zoom link that I send everybody in the group. Tuesday, you don't have class, but I always give you an assignment, and you are all very busy. You all have jobs, you all have families, so it's always good to plan ahead to do your work ahead of time. And Wednesday, here's a brand new word. Who would like to read this one for me?
I think asynchronous work.
Perfect, perfect. Was that Eddie?
Yes, Eddie.
Nice to meet you, Eddie. This is the first time I've seen your face. I think I remember messaging
Nice to
you and
meet you
talking on
too.
the phone. Yes, you nailed it. So
Okay.
asynchronous. All right. I'm gonna write this down here. Synchronous and asynchronous. Who could tell me the difference between synchronous and asynchronous? These two words. So sync. Anybody ever edit a movie, like make a TikTok video or do any sound editing, do anything like that? The word sync is used often, S-Y-N-C.
Sync together.
Yes, Eddie. I'm giving you, I give you my
Hmm.
actual thumbs up, and I'll give you my I'll give you my thumbs up emoji as well. So correct. So right. So sync means together, to sync up. So right now our class is synchronous because we're all live here at the same time. So Wednesday, when I give everybody an assignment on Google Classroom, that is done asynchronously. What that means. Let's see, Eddie, what time do you go to work every day usually?
I'm going to work after the crosses.
Okay, so you work late at night?
Like overnight. I work overnight.
So Eddie works late night. You ever heard the phrase graveyard shift?
Oh no, no.
If you work, I used to have a late night job like that, and it was called graveyard. Working graveyard means we're like everybody's sleeping and you're working. It's called working graveyard. But Eddie, in America, we say, "Oh, Eddie works graveyard." So Eddie is probably not going to do the assignment at night. He'll probably have to get home, sleep, and find some time later the next day to do his work. Douglas, what time do you work? Oh, Douglas, you're muted.
Hello, hear me, right?
Yep, I hear you.
I work 8 to 5.
8 to 5. So when
a.m. Yes, morning.
Yep. So when Eddie is finishing work, going home to sleep, Douglas is waking up and going to work.
Think about it, yes.
So that's what asynchronous means. So when Eddie is going to sleep, Douglas is waking up. Your classmates, you're learning the same material, you're taking the same class, but you're asynchronous on Wednesdays. So Mondays, you're synchronous. Your friend Eddie, your friend Douglas, he's your classmate, he's your buddy. He's reading the same articles, he's learning the same words, but you're studying asynchronously. When he's waking up, you're going to sleep. So you find your own time to finish each assignment throughout the week. So your Wednesday assignment is asynchronous. As well, your Friday assignment is asynchronous, but then Mondays, we come back together for our 8 p.m. Class. So any questions about what that means, asynchronous? Valencia, did you have a question? No questions, okay. So going back to
No, teacher, no question.
okay. How you doing, Valencia?
I'm doing fine. And you guys?
All right. I think, well, you know what? Let's all, if you're feeling good, let's practice giving the thumbs up emoji again. So this is my, this, I'm gonna give you my, this is how I'm feeling, my thumbs up emoji. There we go. So now we're gonna switch back to the schedule. The next item of business that since I've gone over the schedule for this class is a note-taking exercise. So we've welcomed everyone to class. We've reviewed the schedule. Now we're going to practice taking notes. Now, everybody, please, wherever you are, grab something to write with, pen and paper, if that's your item of choice. If you're writing with another device, like the Notepad app on a phone or a tablet, that's fine too. But we want to practice note-taking. Note-taking. So this will be a listening and a note-taking exercise. So once you have your writing materials ready, just give me the thumbs up. Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Douglas. Sandy, oh, I see some more familiar faces. How you doing, Sandy?
I'm feeling good, teacher. How about you? Hi, guys.
And a few more faces have just joined us. Let me welcome Pierre Luis. Good
Yes,
evening, sir. How are you?
good. Thank you. And you, teacher?
Excellent, excellent. Here comes a familiar face. Domingo is joining us. Plutis, how are you?
I'm good, thank you, teacher. And you?
Excellent, excellent. And hey, okay, Isolino has arrived. Very good. Welcome, Isolino. All right. So the next item of business is note taking. So we've got 3 questions based on this very short video that I sent you in the WhatsApp group. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the video at 3/4 speed. It's only 2 minutes long. And I want you to try your very best to write an answer for each one of these questions. So the first question is, why was Long Acre Square renamed Times Square? Why was Long Acre Square renamed Times Square? So that famous location in the US, in New York City, Times Square, used to have a different name. Why was it named Times Square? If you know the answer now, don't shout it out, but it'll be a note-taking exercise. The next question. How has the ball, and that's this big item that is talked about in the celebration, how has the ball in Times Square changed over the years? Now it's bright and shiny with fireworks, but it wasn't always. It changed over the years, for over 100 years. How has the ball in Times Square changed over the years? And the final question, what traditions in other American cities imitate the tradition? Actually, let me rephrase that. I realized I made a mistake. Hang on one second. Okay, let me rephrase that. What traditions in other American cities imitate New York's tradition? Okay, take a minute, take a minute. When you've got the 3 questions written down, let me know. And if you have any questions about any of these words, just let me know. Ting Ting, did you have a question?
No, Mr. Mabans.
Oh, okay. I just saw your hand up, that's why.
Yeah, I just got to.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna play the video at half speed. And try your best to take notes, and then we'll compare our answers. Here we go.
I can't take notes, teacher, because I'm driving.
Oh, I'm glad you told me that. Yes, if you're driving, you cannot take notes. I don't want you to crash and die. So take notes in your brain, just in your brain only.
Okay.
All right. Thank you for letting me know, John. Okay.
All right, teacher, no problem.
Now, because I don't own this video, I have to stop the recording for a moment. Here we go. Okay, who can answer the first question? Why was Long Acre Square renamed Times Square? If you've got the answer, show me the hand raising emoji, please.
Me, teacher?
Or was that Natalia?
No, Clutis.
Lutis, yeah, go for it. Similar sounding voice, actually.
Oh.
Oh, I see Douglas raised his hand. I'll hear from Clutis, then Douglas. Go for it, Clutis.
Okay. My answer is one owner convinced the mayor to change the name Times Square.
Okay, so I'm going to write down on the screen what she said. One owner convinced
The mayor
her
to change
the name to Times Square. That's correct, but we can get more information. Owner of what? Who else? Who just had their hand up? I think it was Douglas had his hand up.
Yes. So the guy convinced the change the name in 1904.
That is true. It is exactly 1904. Fun fact, that's actually the same year a subway station was opened up in Times Square, but it's just slightly, it's coincidental. There's another piece of information. Can anybody? Ting Ting. Oh, you're muted, Ting Ting.
It's the paper's owner
Yes,
convinces the mayor.
the New York Times. Yes, so there we go. So that's probably one of the most important details there. It's named Times Square because it's basically a commercial for a newspaper. So that's think of it as a partnership between business and government. So you have a business, you want the business to get more recognition, throw a party, and convince the mayor of the city to rename that neighborhood. That's exactly what happened. So why is Times Square named Times Square? The New York Times, the owner of the newspaper, convince the mayor of the city to change the name. So, good stuff. Let's go to question number 2. How has the ball in Times Square changed over the years? So it's 2024 now. So for 120 years, just realized 120 years ago, it was renamed Times Square. Who can take this second question? How has the ball changed over time? So it's not the same as it's not exactly the same as it once was. Of course, it's changed, but how has it changed? Who could take that question? Oh, William, you're muted. I see your mouth moving.
Teacher, I think it's because they change the light colors every year.
Sure, that's one thing. Oh, Doug, actually, no, that was his hand is still up from the last time. Udelis, did you have your hand raised?
I did.
Oh, I thought I saw you. Yeah, so how would you answer the question? How has the ball in Times Square changed over the years?
I think
Teacher, before the
Hang on, Plutus, hang on. Udelis, keep going, then Plutus.
sorry.
Okay.
I think because yeah, every year they change the light colors.
Close, not every single year. Plutus, what were you gonna say?
teacher, I think before it the wood, and now it's crystal and iron, and before
Okay. You got it. The original ball was made out of wood and iron.
Iron, yes.
It was kind of a very industrial looking ball. Kind of like, it looked like something that you might find at Home Depot 100 years ago. Just like something that you would, like a foundation for some factory or something. And it had just regular light bulbs. In 1904, this was big technology, an electric light bulb. Wow. But it was basically a wood and iron ball with some little, a bunch of light bulbs on it, which at that time was really fancy. And it would just go up on top of the pole, everybody watch, and then it would drop. And now it is made out of crystal. So really expensive
2,600.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. If you ever meet a person from Northern Ireland, and they'll tell you all about how the Waterford Crystal Company is where, they say, they'll tell you, okay, in New York City's, in New York City, that ball that drops on New Year's Eve, the crystal comes from Northern Ireland. So yeah, now it's really fancy, really shiny crystal. So they added some bling, let's put it that way. Good job. Now, last question. What traditions in other American cities imitate New York's tradition? And some are pretty creative and pretty funny. You had a West Palm Beach, Florida. You had some town in Indiana. Like a lot of different towns have their own copy of this tradition. Who wants to take question number 3?
In Florida, they celebrate them with the champagne, and the woman, she was in the high heel.
Well, it's a drag queen named Sushi.
Yes, and the drag queen and Sushi, yes. And then, and I saw the dog, the little dog,
Yes.
I was in
some other town, I forgot. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, and then some town in Indiana drops a race car because Indiana is known for car racing. So yeah, that is it. Now you've learned all about what America's New Year's Eve tradition is famous for. And here's the fun stuff. Going back to our agenda, I'm going to go into breakout rooms and share your New Year's Eve tradition. So I'm gonna stop sharing my screen right now, and I'm just gonna look at the names here. So I'm just gonna name a few. In this classroom right now, we have people from Turkey, the Dominican Republic, Nigeria, Venezuela, China, and I could just keep going and going and going and going and going and going and going. We've got a lot of great complex cultures represented in this classroom, so let's take advantage of it. I'm going to write this question in the chat. Share some of your New Year's traditions with your classmates. And I'm going to put everyone in a breakout room. And I'll say, okay, share your New Year's traditions in a breakout room and use this opportunity to make friends. So back to class, time to make a new friend, practice that English. Okay, so I'm gonna make, let's make 4 breakout rooms. Nice big class. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4 breakout rooms. Okay, perfect. It's about 5 or 6 people per room. Perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna open the breakout rooms now. Click join your breakout room. Say hello, turn your cameras on so we can see your mouth moving when you're speaking, and share your New Year's traditions. Here we go. Join your breakout room now. Recording. Okay, I'll leave that up there for another 15 seconds. And I think it's pretty clear what everybody wants. Okay. And the winner is don't take a break, finish early. So what we're definitely going to do is this. I'm going to quickly show everybody how to use our 3 platforms. Most of you are familiar with the first 2, a WhatsApp group and a Google Classroom page. I'm still going to show you those. And then Larissa Ladislau is going to demonstrate how to use NGen, which is where we get most of our classroom content. So here we go back to sharing my screen. Right. Here we go. 2 platforms we use for most of our class content right here. WhatsApp and Google Classroom. With lower level classes, I spend a longer time doing this. I think everybody here, you don't need me to really break down an explanation. For WhatsApp, I share general information, schedule changes, just reminders of various things. Like I always post the link before the Monday class. Something I'll share for next week. We will not, Monday is a holiday in the US. It's Martin Luther King Day. So public schools are closed, so we won't have the Monday class. So that's very good for those of you who want to get some extra sleep, like Blessing. Blessing, thank Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. because it's a holiday on Monday, you can sleep. So thank you, Dr. King. So general information like that I put on WhatsApp. The assignments, the reading assignments, the writing assignments, that's what I put onto Google Classroom. One thing I always like to practice with every class that I teach is how to distinguish between sending a direct message and sending a message to the whole group. So I'll do this right now. So I'm going to open up the WhatsApp group right here. Let's say here is, okay, so here is our WhatsApp group. That's where I send a voice message, usually each day, small reminders. That's where I send general information and things like that. Anything that you want everybody to hear and to read, just remember this is public. Maybe so if you're having a bad day, you're angry, you could be upset with me. That's fine, but make sure you send whatever you want to say to me directly. You don't share it with the whole group because that'll be kind of embarrassing. You get the idea. So just make sure before you send a message, you're always very, very careful whether or not you're sending it to the whole class or just to one person individually. And this is practice for work as well. So if I want to send a message to the whole class, this is how I do it. Okay. Here is a message to the whole class. Great story, stories in the breakout rooms. Okay, that message, it's all, you're getting a ping right now on your phone. That went to everybody. So let's say I want to send a message directly to Douglas. How would I do that? Oh, whoops. That's the wrong class. Distance learning. Hold on a second. Let's say I want to send a message directly to, so there it is. Everybody will get a ping right there. Distance learning. So let's say I just want to send a message only to one person. I want to send a message to Douglas. Who could direct me? How do I send a message to Douglas and Douglas only? Or a message only to Pinar? A message only to Natalia? A message only to Ting Ting? How do I do that? Udelis, tell us.
Maybe you click on the name of the person.
Yes, exactly. But where do I find that?
In
You gotta
contact.
go on the top.
Exactly. So this is, I got it on my screen here, but you can follow along with me on your phone. You go to the top and there's a lot of people. So when you look at all the people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh my goodness, so many people, so many people. So that's why you want to be very, very careful. You might be sending a message like this. I am so confused. What is teacher George saying? Should I press send right now to the whole group?
No.
No, that'll be a little embarrassing. So that's why we want to go over this quickly so you don't have any embarrassing moments. You might be thinking that you want to be very careful. What am I saying to the group? What am I saying to one person individually? So you go up to the top, you go to members, you click members, and then you scroll down. And then from there, I see Pinar. I can message Pinar directly. I see team class members, Magda, I see Ting Ting, I see William, I see Alexandra, Alizar, all of these different people. And always make sure if you're sending a direct message to one person, before you press send, stop, take a breath, think before you send it, and then make sure you're sending it to the right person. If it's a message you want everybody to read, then that's great. Happy New Year. That's for everybody. Good luck. Congratulations, somebody. Somebody got a new job. Everybody's congratulating them. That kind of thing. That's for everybody. Here are some examples, and I get these from life. These have happened before. Here we go. Who can, Eudelis, would you read this message?
Yeah. Teacher, this link is not working. Please resend. Thank you.
All right, so direct message to the teacher or send to the whole class? What do you think?
Direct to the teacher, I think.
Yeah, it should be direct to the teacher, yeah.
This one is actually okay, because here's why. Because it's okay. I mean, you send it to me, I'll say, oh, thank you. But it's actually for everybody. Maybe I make mistakes sometimes. Maybe I made a mistake and I cut and I actually sent the wrong link to the class. And you tell me this, I'll say, oh, thank you. I made a mistake. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's fine. If you send it to me directly, either way, that's great. If I may, because I'm a human being, I make mistakes. We all do. Here's another one. Douglas, would you read this one?
That
And
one?
remember, these have all happened in real life.
So, teacher, I don't like turning my camera on during class because my house has a blood in the wall. Thank you for your understanding.
Could you send that directly to me or share that with absolutely everybody in class, all 28 of your students, your classmates?
Directed it to you.
Yeah, you probably want to just tell me, only me. I'll say, oh, no problem. Gotcha. So that's something you probably don't want to share. Another example. Blessing, would you read this message?
Teacher, I got a letter from USCIS that says I should leave the country in 30 days. Is it serious?
Now, do we want everybody to
No,
know this?
I'm supposed to share it privately to the teacher.
Exactly. So personal stuff that I can try to help you with, just me and me alone, because this kind of thing is very common, but you don't want everybody to know this kind of stuff. So this is, if it's personal business, send it directly to the teacher. Let's see. Larissa, would you read this one?
Teacher, my cat has diarrhea. I am so sad. I don't come to class today.
I get all kinds of crazy stuff. Share with everybody or just directly to the teacher?
Just for you.
Just for me. That's right. That makes life interesting. So you get the idea. So always be careful if you're sending a direct message or if you're sending a message to the whole group. And I think we get it. Zoom basics, a little bit. I went over the Zoom features, so we don't have to go too much about that. But I realize when you're speaking, if you can always start to think about having some front light that's on your face. Sometimes if you're in an apartment with one light, if it's behind you, you look a bit like a shadow. Actually, I'm going to give you an example. Watch this. So there's a light in front of me shining on my face so you can see my face and see my mouth moving. But if I turn around like this, how do I look now? Should I teach the class like this? I'm kind of, yeah, there's a problem because the light is now behind me. So when you're online and especially if you everybody here is, studying English to move ahead, get that great job, get in that school, whatever your goal is, this is really good practice. So when you have a job interview, make sure you have some front light on a Zoom call. But I'll go over that, from time to time. So anyway, we've gone over the WhatsApp group. here is our Google Classroom page. Let's see. We've got one assignment posted. And I see I posted it just before class this evening. I see most of you have joined. That's excellent. The way this works is this. I'll give you so 19 out of 28. So only 9 are missing. If you have not joined, just let me know, and I will actually find out in the next 48 hours, and I will let you know. So right here it says, complete this exercise and attach a screenshot here when you are finished. If you are using a mobile device, the screenshot feature would just be pressing the 2 side buttons like this. If you're using a personal computer or any Windows laptop, you press the Windows key and then shift and drag. Or if anybody is using a Mac, you would press Command Shift 4 for a screenshot. If you're having any issues with that during this assignment for Wednesday, just let me know and I can go over that with you. So when you click on the assignment, here it is, complete this exercise and attach a screenshot here when you are finished. You click on this and this is what you're going to see. It'll be a lot of new vocabulary, lots to read. A lot of the NGen content will give you a lot of complex sentences. Most of these are from articles from Bloomberg Businessweek, Forbes, Wall Street Journal, The Economist. So this is an upper level class, lots of vocabulary to challenge you. What I do is I take the content from these lessons and then I generate other exercises with it. For instance, I've already made a list of the vocabulary that we're going to go over. So once you have finished the entire exercise, that's when you take a screenshot. And the way I'm going to demonstrate taking a screenshot here. So using a Windows laptop, I drag, I take a screenshot, there it is, and then I would attach it to the assignment to get credit for the first assignment by Wednesday. If you've never done this, it'll be tricky. That's my job. I will help you. Just reach out to me if you need any help. But a resident expert on NGen is your classmate, Larissa Ladislau. Larissa, are you ready to tell everybody, all your classmates from all over the world, all the wonderful things that NGen can do for you?
I think so.
Tell us everything. All right.
Okay.
I need to give you permission to share your screen. Here we go. You are co-host. Okay. Now you're going to leave my screen. Oh, already left. Yes, you can share your screen. Go for it, Larissa.
Okay. Sure. Oh, okay. It say I have to leave because it's recording.
I'll stop recording. Take a stiff upper lip.
A stiff upper lip.
I'm doing it right now. Yep, Larissa's doing it. Viviana's doing it. Yep. Oh, Pierre-Louis is doing it. Very good. Eddie's doing it. Oh, Douglas. Wow, that's a very stiff. Oh, Alizar's got a stiff upper lip.
Yeah.
Ting Ting's got it kind of half stiff. Oh, no, she's got it. Yeah. Yep. Pinar's got it. Oh, yeah. Wow. Udelis has got a very stiff upper lip. Isolino's got it. Nice. So let's try to give some words. When we describe a stiff upper lip, this is what we use in writing. We say show, don't tell. He has a stiff upper lip. That's showing us something.
Stiff upper lip.
Yeah. What does it mean? What words would we give to that expression? A stiff upper lip. What do you think the face is really? Eudelis, what?
I think it's like an indifference, you know, like I don't care.
Indifference. Yeah. Very nice. Indifference. Can anyone give us another word?
Like he doesn't mind something.
Unhappy. Okay. Doesn't like something. So maybe someone is unhappy. Stiff upper lip. Indifference, dissatisfaction. Can anyone think of other words or phrases? William.
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Anyone else?
I say yes for sarcastic.
Sarcastic. Oh, interesting. Okay, I like it. Sarcastic. All right. Very good. So yeah. So the stiff upper lip. Blessing. What were you going to say? Oh, you're muted, Blessing. Oh, you're muted. We couldn't hear you.
I said unacceptable.
Ooh, nice. Unacceptable. Just kind of like, I'll say like, not going to take it. Just kind of shaking your head. No, not going to, unacceptable. Unacceptable. Very good. Excellent. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much correct. So the stiff upper lip, it's a way to describe a person. If you know somebody, maybe you work with somebody who's just generally a little bit in a bad mood or a little bit has an attitude, doesn't like the things the way they are and shows it with their face, they have a stiff upper lip. So meaning don't show your feelings when you're upset. Like somebody's a little bit angry, but they're not going to say they're angry. So they're kind of holding it in. Their face gets really tight. Just you've all just had a holiday, right? That means you've all had to spend time with your families, right? So probably if you've spent time with your family recently, you've had these moments where you're just, I'm not going to say anything. I hate it when she does that. I hate it when he says that. But you have that stiff upper lip, that moment where you're not showing your feelings exactly, but you're upset, but you're not going to let it out. So your face just tightens up a little bit. So that's an American idiom, a stiff upper lip. And here, it's also the name of an AC/DC song. And I can share that with you later, if anybody's a classic rock fan. So, stiff upper lip. From this article, we've got several vocabulary words, and I'm going to go over the pronunciation with you now, and then share it with you in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so for this, I'm going to ask everybody, you can unmute yourself and follow me with the pronunciation, and I'm going to make my lips less stiff. Just stretch them out now. Let's do some pronunciation. Here we go. So follow me. First word, suppressing.
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 Oppressing.
Surprising.
Suggested.
Suggested.
Mental health.
Mental health.
Mental health.
Subconscious.
Subconscious.
Wreak havoc.
Wreak
Havoc.
Analysis.
Analysis.
Approach.
Approach.
trauma,
Trauma.
Trauma.
anxiety inducing,
Inducing.
researchers,
Researcher.
participants,
Participants.
worldwide,
Worldwide.
humdrum,
Humdrum.
scenarios,
Scenarios.
explicitly, distract, PTSD. And this is an acronym. Does anybody know what what the 4 letters are?
Postpartum syndrome.
Post-traumatic stress
Traumatic
disorder.
stress disorder. So you could have something stressful happen to you. It could be something like a really serious argument with a family member, somebody you love. It could be something dangerous, like soldiers who fight in a war get this a lot because they have to go back to live a regular life after facing death. A violent encounter or anything. It could be a stress at your job where you have stress, but you deal with it, but then later in life, it comes back to bother you. It's perfectly normal, but that's a word for it. It's post-traumatic stress disorder.
Shocking.
Right. Like when you have something stressful happen, but then maybe a year later or 10 years or 20 years later, it's causing you problems. Post-traumatic stress disorder. Yes. So where you get all of these vocabulary words and the definitions, you don't have to pull out your dictionary. You go to the assignment that I gave you, and it's a great tool. Watch this. When you pull up the Google Classroom page, as long as you've signed up for NGen, you click on the assignment, and then you're going to get scared. You're going to say, oh no, look at all these words I don't know. What do I do? Watch this. I've got my mouse here. I'm going to demonstrate this. Left click on the word or the phrase. So if I don't know this word suppressing, I left click.
Suppressing.
Oh my goodness, it told me how to pronounce it. Let's try it again.
Suppressing.
Amazing.
Suppressing.
Surprising.
You go through it, and you just, if you forget how to pronounce the word,
Suppressing.
and then it gives you the definition. So throughout the week, when I'm giving you one of these assignments, you're going to say, wow, he's giving me 25 new words to learn. How do I study this? For instance, Douglas has got to wake up early in the morning. Eddie is going to work late at night. You've got your kids, you got your job, you got all this stuff. Little by little, practice.
Suggested.
Analysis.
Wreak havoc.
All these new words to learn. Pace it out slowly. Take your time. So throughout your work week, plan when if you have a long bus ride and you pull up the lesson on your phone, just practice the word. If your kids are going to sleep, think I need a half an hour before I go to sleep. I'm just going to go over these words. So that's what asynchronous means. Study when you have time. And then when you have time to finish the entire lesson on your phone, take the screenshot and attach it. And that's it. And that'll be due on Wednesday. Monday, we actually won't come back here Monday next week because it's a holiday. So I'm going to give you some additional material to study for next week. But you will have an assignment on Google Classroom on Wednesday. I'll send you reminders. And if you need any help, just say, hey, George, I need help. Send me a direct message on WhatsApp. That's my job. Don't say nothing and not turn in anything, because I'm just going to say, oh, this guy didn't turn in anything. He needs help. Or I don't know. They disappeared off the face of the earth. Just ask me for help, because that's my job. If you don't understand the directions, ask me for help. That's my job. And that is it. We can wrap things up for tonight. Does anybody have any questions?
Um,
No, it's okay.
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 Good. So Pierre, I wrote that note. I'm going to send a message to NGen tomorrow, and I'll ask you just to remind me what exactly the problem is that you're having with this with NGen, so I get the message correctly.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And okay, everybody, get some sleep.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Bye.
everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.